peace, gratitude, and highest heart love. It's time for our daily dose. How to keep your heart healthy and fit by Paul Bragg and Patricia Bragg. We're picking up at page 11. The heart and the circulatory system. To understand the problems of heart trouble, we must know something about the heart and the circulatory system. The function of this intricate cardiovascular heart and blood vessels system is to distribute blood throughout the entire body, bringing a steady flow of nourishment and oxygen to the billions of body cells and removing toxic waste from the cells. The blood circulates in a network of 100,000 miles of blood vessels that reach every cell in the body, from those of the heart itself to the top of the scalp and the tips of the fingers and toes. In the average individual, there are from 6 to 8 quarts of blood circulating in this vast network. Peace. During rest or inactivity, the blood makes one round trip per minute. During activity or exercise, it may make as many as 8 or 9 round trips per minute in order to supply the necessary fuel for the increased energy and remove the burnout waste. Even during rest, the heart pumps the prodigious amount of 13 tons of blood every 24-hour period. The heart is really a double pump, each side composed of 2 chambers, an auricle and a ventricle. The heart is a muscle. Heart is a muscle. The heart is not an organ of the body. It is a muscle, and a very powerful one. It has to be. You can readily see that the heart must be powerful and efficient to do all this work, yet it is not much larger than your fist. The heart is a muscular pump whose vital task is to pump the blood and keep it circulating in a never ending journey throughout the body. The tissues of the body, including the heart, need oxygen to spark the chemical reaction which provides energy, just as a fire needs oxygen before it will burn and generate heat. The blood's important function is to carry that oxygen to the tissues, as well as the food which provides the fuel. The oxygen is first picked up from the air in the lungs. This oxygen enriched blood, reddish in color, then travels to the heart and is pumped to the tissues where the oxygen content is given off. Blood depleted of oxygen is bluish in color and returns to the heart to be pumped back into the lungs. Thus, the heart is receiving 2 types of blood simultaneously: oxygen enriched blood from the lungs and the oxygenated depleted blood from the tissues. To keep these 2 streams apart, the heart chamber is divided in 2 by a muscular partition called the septum. The left and right chambers formed by the septum are each divided into 2 compartments. One is the auricle, which has a thin wall, has little pumping action, and serves mainly as a reservoir. The other is the ventricle, which has a thick, muscular wall and does the main pumping. When you have been stricken by illness, your new car, your new home, your new big bank balance, all these fade into unimportance until you have regained your vigor and zest for living. Peter J. Steinchrome, MD. If your food is devitalized, the important elements of nourishment have been removed, or if its value has been diminished by wrong cooking processes, you can then starve to death on a full stomach. The unexamined life is not worth living. It is a time to reevaluate your past as a guide to your future. Socrates. And now here we have a diagram showing the circulation of the blood in the body. Okay, so that's the circulation of the blood in the body. Here we go. Intricate network of arteries and veins. Peace, peace. Yes, yes, we're reading from How to Keep Your Heart Healthy and Fit. This is part 4. I'm your Uriel Riley. I'm your narrator. Hi, it's Harlow. Intricate network of arteries and veins. The object of the circulation of the blood is to ensure that all the cells of the body shall be regularly supplied with food and oxygen and regularly cleared of toxic substances. To achieve this objective, an intricate network of tubes run throughout the body. These are the blood vessels. Peace, 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 highs, heart, love. The blood vessels which carry the blood from the heart are known as arteries. Those which return the blood to the heart are called veins. Both vary greatly in size, just like the streamlets and brooks and creeks which flow into a river, which may then join a larger river. The largest blood vessels in the main artery, the aorta, which is the main supply pipe leading directly out of the heart and from which, through numerous branches, all parts of the body are eventually supplied with blood. The smallest of both of the arteries and the veins are called capillaries, so tiny that most are only visible under a microscope. It is through these capillaries that the last of the food and oxygen is given off and the transfer is made into the veins, which carry the oxygen, depleted blood, and toxic waste back to the heart for purification. En route to the heart, most of the waste are transferred to the kidneys for elimination from the body through the urine. The carbon dioxide, another impurity, is expelled through the lungs. Blood purification. Blood purification. When the blood, which is now full of impurities collected from the tissues of the body, is returned to the heart through the veins, it is at once pumped out through a large artery into the lungs. There, the blood gives off the last of its impurities, carbon dioxide, and absorbs the life giving oxygen which the lungs have breathed in. Breathed in. Please don't contaminate it with tobacco smoke. The blood is then returned to the heart and is once more pumped out through the aorta on its long journey to every part of the body. Blood circulation is not simple. It follows a main design which resembles the figure 8. There are actually two separate circulations away from and back to the heart. One greater goes to tissues, limbs, internal organs, and back to the heart. The other, the lesser, goes only through the lungs and then back to the heart. Peace, peace, highs, heart, love, gratitude. Pressure in the arteries is naturally much greater than in the veins, as it is the arteries which directly take the rush of blood when it is pumped out of the heart. The rhythmic beat of the heart. Because the lower part of the heart is situated slightly to the left, it is easier to hear heartbeats by listening on the left side of the chest. Actually, however, the heartbeat originates in the middle of the neck region and descends to the midline into the chest. The heart is in the center. The heart on the left myth is very ancient, and no matter how often refuted, the legend persists. Our ears tell us, but they tell wrongly. The old wives' tale that it is bad to sleep on the left side for fear of compressing the heart is manifest nonsense. The healthy heart keeps a steady rhythm in its pumping, called the pulse. The pulse rate is usually measured at the wrist, where one of the main arteries is near the surface. The normal rate in an adult human being is about 72 beats per minute. Between each beat of the heart, there is 1/6 of a second rest. When a person has lived for 50 years, his heart has therefore rested 8 years out of those 50. And we'll pause right here. Continue back with How to Keep Your Heart Healthy and Fit by Paul C. Bragg and Patricia Bragg. I'm Uriel Riley, Uriel, Nefer Riley. Hi, it's Heart Love. Gratitude. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Thank you. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I love you.